Hello, Darin Martineau, Master Magic Shop. In this video, I'm going to do a review of the Charles Jordan's Best Tricks by Karl Fulves. Karl Fulves. Now, this has been one of my secret weapons, and I really hesitated to do this because as a magician, we kind of hoard our secrets, and I always thought that it was uncool to just like hold out your secrets. I remember years ago when Jimmy Grippo, I was trying to get him to show me how to do his one-handed top palm, and he was like, "No, no." He would do it, but he wouldn't teach, and I get it because as magicians, there's always more secrets behind the secrets. But this has been a really inspirational book. I love Charles T. Jordan's card magic because I get so inspired, and a lot of the things that you guys see me performing here on this YouTube channel have been right out of this book. So I have many, many books that I study, and I study magic just about every day, and I say that, but I can back it up. So let's talk about some of the highlights, some of my favorite tricks in here. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to do like multiple videos on this, so this will be video one, okay? Starts off with the history of Jordan, and that in and of itself, he's a legendary figure in magic. Says Charles Jordan is perhaps unique in that his reputation was established almost solely through the mail order service he operated for very few years. He did not perform publicly. He shunned the company of all but a few friends and did little in the way of advertising, yet he was to have such a profound influence on later generations of magicians. We've all heard, or hopefully all of us have heard of the Jordan count. In here, he does show the Phantom Aces, and he shows other things with Indetecto and the Haxon count and other things with the Jordan count. This book is the size of the book. It's a pretty big book, not too huge. Well, it's 252 pages, so it's not really the biggest book, but I'll link it in the description. I highly recommend it to my students and my friends. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to do multiple videos, but this is going to be a pretty in-depth about this and why. So the first one is impromptu card tricks, okay? And I've performed the double prediction, and also Di Vernon has a version of that where you don't have to write down the predictions. He just uses the cards, which I've found throughout the literature of magic and other books and such. So let's count the chapters. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it has 17 chapters. And I'm going to talk about some of my favorites in here. I just keep discovering so many gems. That's what I do. I find the treasures of magic. I have many series on my website called The Treasures of Magic. And I put this on video. So it's going from these old books to video. And I'm obviously updating it and making it better as I can. And so the first one I'll talk about is the double prediction. You've seen me perform that, and I have many variations of that. Mephisto's prediction, the sequel, these tricks kind of go together. The master stop trick is a really cool effect that can be done with the aces or 4 selections, or here it's done with 4 selections, but I thought of doing that with aces. Okay, the next one is the banded deck. The escape, the impossible journey, transposition extraordinary, the downs hinge shift, the down slip cut. Next chapter we have stack deck tricks. Some of the highlights, Divino. Divino is an awesome card effect. Okay. We have gambling secrets, quadruple concentration. We have the impenetrable stop trick. We have stuff on punch card. We have Henry Gavin's False Cut. Next chapter, Sleight of Hand Tricks. Here we go with the Sleight of Hand. If you love Sleight of Hand. Bewildero 2. Color Divination. A lot of these I've put on a video. Eventually I'll get all of them, or most of them, because they're so awesome, okay? Color Divination is a thing where you have the deck separated into red and black, so if you're doing any kind of red and black routine, this is a good routine to put into the mix. And what you do is you have a prediction that you write down, you have them select any card, and what happens is, and then you can repeat it, and you can get the card that they selected. It's really an impossible effect with the color divination. So they've selected one card right from the half of the deck, say a red card, and then what happens is they take that card and put it to the black half. You have a prediction beforehand that is written down that they hold on to, and then what happens is really amazing is they select any card out of, like I said, the deck is separated into red and black. They select any card out of, example, the red half, they put it into the black half, and then they open the prediction. When you spread the deck, you show, say for example, the 5 of diamonds, all the black cards are there except for the one card that they put over. The prediction matches, and you can repeat it. It's a beautiful piece. I've put that on video. That's called color divination. Next, we have more impromptu card tricks. Unknown Leaper. Now, I've done a variation of the Leaper that I've put on video. We have the Climax. That is a card to wallet or card to pocket without duplicates. This is brilliant. This is something you're really going to want to take a look at, guys. So Charles Jordan's best card tricks. 265 illustrations. I have, as you can see, it's chock full of cards that I have in here that are bookmarked and bookmarks of all the things that I'm working on, which is tons of effects routines from this book. So we have Unknown Leaper, okay? We have Fade Out Vanish. We have the Climax, we said. Next, we have prepared card tricks. 1923 card and handkerchief. Now, it's important to know, like, the dates and stuff. Charles Jordan was born in 1888, and a lot of his stuff appeared in 1915. So we're talking about, you know, this is in the Great Depression, and I mean, he died in April of 1944, so that will give you an idea of kind of where magic was, but he had a profound impact on magic, even long after he's gone. That's why it's so important. A lot of people don't understand the history of magic. They just don't get it. A lot of people, I understand, maybe you don't like to read books, but as you get older as a magician, I promise you, you'll love books more if you don't, because you know that that's where the hidden gems, the treasures of magic are. That's how to unlock them. The old saying, the best way to hide a good trick is to put it in print, right? Now, we're on the chapter prepared card tricks, okay? Spirit Aces. Something called the Demon Color Change that I changed, that I call the Angel Change. I have a variation of it. I've put it in my super visual color changes video projects, was inspired from this. The Contrary Clock. The Contrary Clock is a really awesome effect. It's a version of the clock trick. Now, the clock trick, I've done a product on that, and I should have put this one in it, but I'm going to do a volume 2 because there's so many clock tricks. The Contrary Clock trick, the effect is you have someone think of any hour you have written down on the board, and you show them. You have the cards made into a clock. They then you have a joker, and what happens is you do a transposition of the card that they thought of the hour, and they looked around the clock. For example, it was 5. What happens is it's a transposition from your pocket of the joker and the thought of card, but it's really incredible method. Oh my gosh, you got to check it out. I got to put that on video. I love it. Shuffle systems. He goes through different shuffle systems. He's got the Wonder Force. He's got long distance mind reading. Apparently, he did this trick, and he actually explains it in here, where someone could take a pack of cards of their own, and they could like select a card, and then like mail him the deck or part of the deck, and he would actually tell them without even being there, you know, long distance mind reading. He would tell them the card that they thought of. Impossible stuff. The next chapter's on the 4 ace tricks. I love 4 ace tricks. It's got the perennial aces, the amazing aces, the bewitched aces, the pinnacle ace trick, leave it to the aces, mystery aces. Okay, the next one is subtle secrets, new card reading, Stampedo, new pack detection, the lifesaver, coincidentally. Coincidentally is really cool. Master riddle, on and on. So next, more stack deck tricks, fate and the joker, the odd even experiment, the mysterious detective. I love detective tricks, and I found one in the living end, and I've done a new one. I do a transposition with a card stab. It's really good. All I have to say is I'll make another video with that, probably a performance of that, and show you which product I have that in. If you look through my products, you can find it. It's called I forget what I called it, but it was I think the new detective trick or something like that. I'll have to get back to that. We have the vanished card, the poker shark, the flush trick, take a peek card trick, mysterious detective. Then he has in here, which something that I'm working on, he has strippers and one-way decks. And what I'm going to do is I'm working on a project for the Svengali deck and the stripper deck, and I'll probably do one with a one-way deck, so 3 different products. But as with the strippers, this is where I'm gonna get a lot of my ideas for the stripper deck effects, because there's a book by Al Stevenson, then there's in here, and then there's also one in Encyclopedia Card Tricks. So I'm going to take all the best stuff and put it into one, and it'll be a video and book project. It's a big project that I'm working on, but this is going to be big inspiration from that. Next chapter, further impromptu card tricks. Okay, sympathetic sympathy. The Presto Pass. Now I've done the Presto Pass, and I called it the Houdini card trick or something like that. It's on this YouTube channel if you want to see a performance of that. Although I combine it with an idea of Lubor Fiedler and Fiedler's Flyer with it, because I thought it was very good. It's a card. The effect is a card is selected very fairly, and half the deck is put in the specter's pocket. Okay, and what happens is it's a then the card is selected from the magician's half. The spectator can hold on to it, or you could have a second spectator hold on to it. And the effect is very simple. The deck is cut in half. That half is put in the spectator's pocket. Then a card is selected from the remaining half, the magician's half, and then that is very impossibly, card vanishes, very clean, no palming, and then it's a card to spectator's pocket. And I've done that. I've performed it, and that's where I got that idea from. And that's called the Presto Pass. So next is stabbed pair, and there's tons. Then it goes to more prepared card tricks. Latest forcing deck. He has a version of the forcing deck. Haunted Ace, Poker Shark 2, spelling any card called for. I love spelling tricks. There's 43 spelling tricks in the Encyclopedia Card Tricks, which I'm going to do my own. I'm going to review. I love books, so I'm going to do a lot of book reviews for you guys. The next is very interesting. It's called the Jordan Card Routine, and it's the inseparable aces, the Ready Reckoner, the pair detection, the dead easy location, and the nifty key. Nifty key. And that is a really awesome routine in the context of seeing what card routines would be like back then in the early 1900s, 1920. Next, we have the Ever Ready principle. We have spooked card, Ultimo, reverse card, mind reading, spelling trick, unique reverse, and then finally we have the Jordan count, the Phantom Aces and Red Blacks mix up, Indetecto, and something called the Haxan count. So that is a pretty good overview, but I will probably make more videos because I love this book so much. I highly recommend to my students, my friends, you to get this book. So click on the link and get this book. And thank you very much. All the best in your magical journey.